What's up, Wolfpack? I'm back with another video for the Alan Jackson Who Says He Can't Cook It All cookbook series. And today is deviled eggs. Let's get it.
The almighty dollar and the lust for worldwide fame slowly kill tradition.
Hit a little traffic. Optimus.
Decepticons.
Jackson live in concert. But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living in Miller Lite and Alan Jackson tour, where great taste meets great music.
When you see as much of the road as I do, man, it's as simple as black and white. So come on, folks, please think when you drink.
He's got pride in his heart and dirt on his hands. There's one place to find a hard-working man for a country. Look at that truck.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that. And how I'll ask Sally and I'll ask Sue. We're gonna rock away all our blues. Come on.
Only Miller Lite can bring together great taste and great music. Clint Black and Alan Jackson, two great tours brought to you by one great beer. Miller Lite, it's everything you want a beer to be.
Oh, Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Well, if I had money, I'll tell you what I'd do. Go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. Crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
A lot of great acts on there. It's good music, and I think it's just a nice place and a time for us to do it.
Thank you very much. I'm still very overwhelmed at how generous life continues to be for me. And I'm a very fortunate man, and to have all this, and sometimes I forget that, but times like this reminds me how thankful that I should be, and a lot of great singers in the music today, so it's quite an honor. Thank the Academy for including me tonight. God bless y'all. First of all, I want to thank Garth Brooks for not being nominated in this category. I love you, Garth. It all starts with the songs, you know, and I'd like to thank the co-writers and writers that helped me put this album together. Jim McBride, Charlie Craig, Mark Irwin, Keith Stegall, Roger Murrah, Carson Chamberlain, Lonnie Wilson, and Ron Moore. Thanks for helping put the songs together, because it all starts with a song. We ain't nothing without them, I'll tell you. And I'd like to thank Clive Davis for bringing Arista Records to Nashville, Tennessee. Mr. Tim Dubois for putting together a staff and building such a strong label in such a short time, and let me be a part of that label. My manager, Barry Coburn, who the best way to describe is the best management north of New Zealand. That's where he's from, so thank you, Barry. I don't know if I'd be here without you. Keith Stegall and Scott Hendricks, producers of the album, thanks for a great job and for helping me make the kind of music I wanted to make. Marty Gamlin and Glenn Campbell Music, they were the first door I knocked on in Nashville 6 years ago. Thanks for opening that door for me. My band, the Stray Horns, and all the guys on the road, James Ellis, thanks for helping us bring the music to the fans, and all the fans for coming to the shows and buying the records and listening to the radio. Of course, thanks radio for playing the records, and all my friends and family back in Noonan, Georgia, gave me a lot of support and confidence to move to Nashville a few years ago. I'm going to keep going here, boys. Might not get another chance, you know. No, really, years ago, when I first moved to Nashville, you go through a lot of ups and downs, and I'm Alan Jackson, and I'm another voice against violence. Every day in America, 14 people under the age of 20 are killed by a gun. In a recent survey, 39% of kids said they knew someone who'd been killed or injured by a gun, and 60% said they knew where to get a gun. We're losing an entire generation to violence. Violence doesn't solve a thing. Think about it.
Oh, I've been working all weekend, I'm tired and I don't want to sleep and I want to have fun. Time for a good time. Where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's gone country. Look at them boots. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Never knew how much that muddy water meant to me.
One down-home favorite welcomes another to town.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie-coochie.
Miller Lite presents Alan Jackson live in concert.
I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living.
Miller Lite and Alan Jackson tour, where great taste meets great music.
When you see as much of the road as I do, man, it's as simple as black and white. So come on, folks, please think when you drink.
He's got pride in his heart and dirt on his hands. There's one place to find a hard-working man for country. Look at that truck.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that. Now I'll ask Sally and I'll ask Sue. We're gonna rock away all our blues. Come on.
Only Miller Lite can bring together great taste and great music. Clint Black and Alan Jackson, 2 great tours brought to you by 1 great beer. Miller Lite, it's everything you want a beer to be.
Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Well, if I had money, I'd tell you what to do. I'd go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. Crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
There's good music, and I think it's just a nice place and a time for us to do it.
I don't want to sleep and I want to have fun. Time for a good time. Where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's gone country. Look at them boots. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Never knew how much that muddy water meant to me.
One down-home favorite welcomes another to town.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie-coochie.
Miller Lite presents Alan Jackson live in concert.
I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living.
Miller Lite and Alan Jackson tour, where great taste meets great music.
When you see as much of the road as I do, man, it's as simple as black and white. So come on, folks, please think when you drink.
He's got pride in his heart and dirt on his hands. There's one place to find a hard-working man for country. Look at that truck.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that. Now I'll ask Sally and I'll ask Sue. We're gonna rock away all our blues. Come on.
Only Miller Lite can bring together great taste and great music. Clint Black and Alan Jackson. Two great tours brought to you by one great beer. Miller Lite. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Oh, Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Well, if I had money to tell you what to do, go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. Crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
A lot of great acts on there. It's good music, and I think it's just a nice place and a time for us to do it.
Don't rock the jukebox. Wanna hear some Jones? My heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. So don't rock the jukebox. Play me a country song. Before you drop that quarter, keep one thing in mind. You got a heartbroken hillbilly standing here in line. I've been down and lonely ever since she left. Before you punch that number, but I make one request. Don't rock the jukebox. I wanna hear some Jones. My heart ain't ready for them Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. So don't rock the jukebox. Play me a country song. Play a little country music back there. Good job. I ain't got nothing against rock and roll. When your heart's been broken, you need a song that's slow. There ain't nothing like a steel guitar, drown a memory. Before you spend your money, baby, play a song for me. And don't rock the jukebox. I wanna hear George Jones, 'cause my heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. So don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song. You don't rock the jukebox, play me a country song.
To present the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award to Alan Jackson.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all singing too. That was nice. Country music's been real good to me, and I fell in love with it when I was a young man. I really loved the instruments, the steel guitars and the fiddles and things like that gave it such a unique character to me and made it its own. And I loved the lyrics and the songs and the artists and the melodies and the harmonies. And it's just real American music to me. And one night watching television, and this movie came on about the life of Hank Williams, and it just really inspired me. And I came to Nashville with nothing,
Gary's talking about 3 chords in the truth. Mine was more like 3 chords in a prayer. But hung in there. The prayer got answered a little bit. But anyway, so I've just been such a fan of this music, and I wanted to come to Nashville and try to carry it on the kind that I loved. And thinking as my mama would say, I'm so blessed, and I have been so blessed, and I've had a great team around me my whole career that have helped me, and great songwriters, and just I've been so fortunate to have all that to help me get this far. And I can't thank everybody that's been in my life all these years, but I do have to say thanks to my wife Denise over there somewhere. We started out as teenagers, and she's hung in there and rode this roller coaster ride with me for 40-something years now. And I'm probably not always the easiest person to love, but she's hung in there and helped me through hard times, and we've shared great times, the good and the bad, the happy and the sad. We've survived a lot, and I just want to thank her because she's held me up all these years, and she's my best friend. And she gave me a wonderful family over there. So thanks again to the CMA and all the wonderful fans I've had all over the world. Appreciate y'all. And radio and all the parts of country music that have been so good to me all these years. I've definitely lived the American dream, and let me have that award, y'all. And I'm still living that honky-tonk dream, y'all.
Oh, I've been working all weekend, I'm tired and I don't want to sleep, and I want to have fun, time for a good time. Where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's gone country. Look at them boots. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Never knew how much of muddy water meant to me.
One down-home favorite welcomes another to town.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie-coochie.
Miller Lite presents Alan Jackson live in concert.
Learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living in
Miller Lite and Alan Jackson Tour, where great taste meets great music.
When you see as much of the road as I do, man, it's as simple as black and white. So come on, folks, please think when you drink.
He's got pride in his heart and dirt on his hands. There's one place to find a hard-working man. Ford country, look at that truck.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that. And how I'll ask Sally, and I'll ask Sue. We're gonna rock away all our blues. Come on.
Only Miller Lite can bring together great taste and great music. Clint Black and Alan Jackson, 2 great tours brought to you by 1 great beer. Miller Lite, it's everything you want a beer to be.
Oh, Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Well, if I had money, I'll tell you what I'd do. Go downtown, buy a Ford truck or 2. Crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
A lot of great acts on there. It's good music, and I think it's just a nice place and a time for us to do it.
So much, y'all. Sweet. I appreciate that. First thing I want to say is that there'll never be another Loretta Lynn. That touched my heart listening to that back there. And, she was always so nice to me, and we had a good friendship, and I just really appreciated her, and we're gonna miss you, sugar. So, just wanted to say that, Loretta. But yes, I've said this before. I think I've made more videos than anybody in the world. After Chattahoochee, I was the first action video artist, I believe, and then it was. I went on to drive trucks in the mud and NASCAR race cars, and I jumped the Bigfoot, the monster truck. I jumped it over 6 cars one time. I did all that stuff, you know. Sang on top of skyscrapers, and I've done about everything on the bow of a boat in the ocean, singing with my band. We've done all that stuff, and but I always believed that the videos were important to the music, and I thought people would watch CMT in the background and listen to the music and hear your songs when they may not hear it on the radio. And I still believe that, and I'm not going to drag this on. I've been really blessed, of course, with everything, and so thankful to all my fans and all my music peers and everybody that's been so nice to me over the years. And but I was in the Bahamas about 2 years ago. It was about 5 o'clock somewhere, and so we went out to had a little tiki bar out on the beach, and we went down there and sat at the bar, and me and my boat captain was with me, and all of a sudden I started hearing all these songs of mine. I mean, it was like all the big hits you'd expect, you know, and then I'd hear all these obscure songs that I hadn't heard in forever, and I thought, what in the world? And all of a sudden I kept hearing this voice singing along with it, and I looked over there, and there was this young, big old black Bahamian bartender, and he was singing at the top of his voice all my songs, and he sang pretty good, and I thought that was so unusual. And he came over and said hi, and he was a fan, of course, and I said, man, where are you listening to all those old songs? Some of those I hadn't heard and sung myself in years. He said, well, I got them all on my computer. I got them off CMT and everywhere. They're all your videos. And so it just made me realize then, you know, that some people don't have country radio everywhere, and nowadays they get the videos, and all that work I did all those years has paid off. So, So I have to say thanks to CMT especially for getting all that music out there, because the music, they heard my songs, and sometimes the video gave it a different expression to people. They got to look at it from a different angle, and I think it was really important, and I think it's helped prop up my career all these years. So God bless CMT and all you people out there. Thank you so much. It's not near as hot when you're signing, you know, back in the, was at the fairgrounds, it was like 150 degrees in those old metal buildings with no air conditioning, and we played at the fairground, I mean the racetrack out there, so it's definitely a much cooler venue out here, not only temperature wise, but just it's beautiful, big stadium, a lot of people. Timing wasn't planned, it just kind of ended up that way. It seems like I've always had an album come out in the fall or right before Christmas. I think they always try to do it, you know, before Christmas, so they think they're going to sell a bunch more albums that way, but it just kind of happened this way, you know. But you know, it's really turned out to be a good, seemed like a good time, timing wise for the album. But everything is that I've done for it, just media wise and things, it seemed like it's better than doing it in the wintertime. Well, I think a lot of them are opinionated, and I think they feel like they're connected to you, and they are. I mean, I think the country music fans they enjoy knowing about you personally, and it's not in a, most of the time, in a nosy kind of way. They're sweet, and they care, and they feel like they want to know about you, and they're connected to you that way. And yeah, they do. You know, they get freaked out if you shave your mustache off, or you, like now, a lot of them fuss at me. Well, your hair, you don't let your hair grow out long anymore. And I said, well, it won't grow long anymore. This is about as long as it grows. You know, so they do get affected by all that. And I guess the funniest thing, I wore them holy jeans ever since the Chattahoochee video when I wore them in there, and I bet I've heard a million times. Usually it's a lady more like my mama, and they'd say,
I know good and well you can afford some blue jeans without holes in them now. They just always thought it was terrible. I wore them raggedy blue jeans. I told them it costs more to get them to look like that than it did when you buy them off the rack. We decided to move up here. Of course, I'd never been anywhere, and I called and just rented this apartment over the telephone, and I didn't know anything about Nashville. And then it was out there near the airport, and when we showed up, we actually arrived on Labor Day weekend, which was holiday, of course, and it was supposed to be an all-adult kind of no children kind of apartment place and laid back. We got there and there was children running around all over the parking lots, and people had their cars jacked up in the thing, changing oil, and it was a little different than what they described. And I think we had a fire and a gunshot within the first month or so, and we got there that day, and I didn't know anybody in Nashville, and Denise we had everything we owned in this U-Haul trailer, and wasn't much, and she had to help me carry a sofa up and all the heavy furniture up 2 flights of stairs to this apartment. So it was, she wasn't happy about it. It's like I was saying, I never have cared much about all that, but and a lot of times I'd shaved in the wintertime or grown a beard or something when I'm not working much, and that's what happened last December. I had finished touring, there wasn't anything going on. I thought, well, I'm just going to get tired of trimming that thing. I just shaved one day, and I have time to time, but when my children were young, it'd freak them out, so I wouldn't do it much with them, but now they're older. But what happened was that video came up all of a sudden, and it wasn't time to grow it out, so I just shot it without it, and it just kind of, so my wife said she kind of liked it because that's the way I looked when we married. I didn't have a mustache, and so I left it that way for a while, and then a lot of people said they liked it, a lot of people fussed about it, and I don't know, I think I just grew it back. Got tired of hearing about it. Well, like most people's reaction that are close to us that know what it's about. I mean, she cried and was very emotional about it, and it's a heavy song, and it's, if y'all don't, some of y'all that don't know, it was when we found out Denise had cancer a year or so ago. This song just came out, and I never even told her I wrote it, and I didn't play it for her, and we went in to cut this album, and we ended up doing it, and just included it on the album and for her, and it's just a lot of emotions that was going through my mind at the time, but I tried to write it where it wasn't so obvious, and because we learned, we met so many people and heard so many stories about going through the same situation, and I was hoping that people might relate to it that have been through that, and I think that's, so far, it's the way the reaction has been.
I'm Alan Jackson, and I'm another voice against violence. Every day in America, 14 people under the age of 20 are killed by a gun. In a recent survey, 39% of kids said they knew someone who'd been killed or injured by a gun, and 60% said they knew where to get a gun. We're losing an entire generation to violence. Violence doesn't solve a thing. Think about it.
Weekend, I'm tired and I don't want to sleep and I want to have fun. Time for a good time. Where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's gone country. Look at them boots. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Never knew how much that muddy water meant to me.
One down-home favorite welcomes another to town.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie-coochie.
Miller Lite presents Alan Jackson live in concert.
But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living in
Miller Lite and Alan Jackson tour, where great taste meets great music.
When you see as much of the road as I do, man, it's as simple as black and white. So come on, folks, please think when you drink.
He's got pride in his heart and dirt on his hands. There's one place to find a hard-working man for country. Look at that truck.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that. Now I'll ask Sally, I'll ask Sue. We're gonna rock away all our blues. Come on.
Only Miller Lite can bring together great taste and great music. Clint Black and Alan Jackson, two great tours brought to you by one great beer. Miller Lite, it's everything you want a beer to be.
Oh, Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Well, if I had money, I'd tell you what to do. Go
That's the one thing I hate about eggs.
Crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise up and down the road.
There's good music, and I think it's just a nice place and a time for us to do it.
I don't wanna sleep and I wanna have fun.
That was
Time for a good
unfortunate,
time.
man.
Where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's gone country. Look at them boots. Yeah, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Never knew how much of muddy water meant to me.
One down-home favorite welcomes another to town.
Well, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Miller Lite presents Alan Jackson live in concert.
But I learned how to swim and I learned who I was. A lot about living in
Miller Lite and Alan Jackson tour, where great taste meets great music.
When you see as much of the road as I do, man, it's as simple as black and white. So come on, folks, please think when you drink.
He's got pride in his heart and dirt on his hands. There's one place to find a hard-working man for country. Look at that truck.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that. Now I'll ask Sally, and I'll ask Sue. We're gonna rock away all our blues. Come on.
Only Miller Lite can bring together great taste and great music. Clint Black and Alan Jackson, two great tours brought to you by one great beer. Miller Lite, it's everything you want a beer to be.
Oh, Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Well, if I had money, I'd tell you what to do. Go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. Crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
A lot of great acts on there. It's good music, and I think it's just a nice place and a time for us to do it.
Don't rock the jukebox. Wanna hear some Jones? My heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones. I don't feel like rocking since my baby's gone. So don't rock the jukebox. Play me a country song. Before you drop that quarter, keep one thing in mind.
As always,
You got a
hope you guys enjoy.
heartbroken hillbilly
be sure to like and
standing
subscribe.
here in line.
And all of you all.
I've been down